if you are a person who has a elderly parent or elderly grandparent or just a loved one in these days and times who has to go into the hospital, I really feel you. I'm really feeling you. I feel where you're coming from, because I myself have a parent right now who is in the hospital. So I feel your pain. I know where you're coming from. It is very frustrating. So I'm going to share my story with you. My dad, even though me and him don't have the best relationship, he's still my dad. I still have some love for him. Okay. Last month, he was put into the hospital because he had poor circulation in his foot. They had to amputate 2 of his toes because they had turned gangrene. And the reason why they turned gangrene was because he wouldn't go to the hospital. And not only were we dealing with that, he also dealing with early stages of dementia. So people who have dementia are already difficult to deal with because they're in their early stages. They're becoming like a child, So, we had hell trying to get him to the hospital. 2 of my male cousins had to literally come in there and force him. Plus, he's overweight, so he was hard to, pick up. But they had to force him out. Had they not forced him out, if he went to the hospital, he would have died. We tried to call the ambulance to come get him. They wouldn't even come get him. Talking about, we can't force him to go to the hospital. Okay, fast forward. We took him to the hospital. They sent him to Mobile to get his to get his 2 toes amputated off. Now, the whole time we can't go visit him. We can't go see him. We can probably call him on the phone. Yeah, we did call him on the phone, on his cell phone a couple of times, but he wound up losing that because of his mind. He's dementia. He's like a child. So we kept in touch with him, but we weren't able to visit him or any of that. Well, I'm sure after surgery, they put you after getting surgery, they'll put you in a nursing home for 21 days just to watch you. Okay, so now we in that stage right there. He had to stay in quarantine for 2 weeks. So we weren't able to see him then. And he lost his phone. Well, he left his phone or did something with his phone at the hospital. They claimed that they had his phone. But when we went to get the phone, they couldn't find the phone. So that's another situation within itself, because nobody could find his cell phone. So then the cell phone was the only way we could keep in touch with him. Okay. Now he's out of quarantine. He had to stay in quarantine in the nursing home for 2 weeks. All right. But keep in mind, we can go visit him, but we can't be around him. We had to talk to him through a glass door on the phone, because they're trying to be strict on that, because they don't want us to contaminate anybody with corona, because they don't know if we got corona now, which we don't have corona. We both been tested. But I understand that policy, but it's painful to see him crying because he want to be able to hug us. We want to be able to hug him and touch him, but we can't. We have to see him through a glass door and talk to him on the phone. But keep in mind, Of course, they tested him when he was first in the hospital to see if he had corona. And that came back negative. He didn't have corona. Okay. But when we went to see him this past weekend, we saw what two of his toes were cut off on his left foot. But his right foot is swollen. And it don't look like it's being kept because the nails are long. It looks like it have a fungus on it. And so, my mom went to complaining about it and stuff, and talked to the doctor, and at first they said we could come be, take him we could come be with him at the doctor's office. But then they changed it and said that we can't be with him at the doctor's office. So imagine how frustrated that is. Okay. That was frustrating, but we understand about that. We understand that they don't know that we don't have, whether or not we have the coronavirus, and they want to, keep themselves safe and the other patients safe. We get that. But, just telling us one thing, then coming back and telling us another, that right there ain't right. Then, okay, they give my mom a call back and said that he wasn't able to see the doctor because the doctor didn't come in. Okay. And they said he has a fever, which is all the more reason why he needs to see a doctor. I don't understand. It's more than one doctor. So why can't you let him see another doctor? And he was also complaining to us when we saw him this past weekend about his chest was hurting, and they wouldn't give him no pain medicine. And he was saying that they don't see about him in there. Now that could be true. That could be very well be true. Because I know how those nursing homes roll. They be dogging those older people out. They be dogging those elderly people out. I never forget my grandmama. When my grandmama was taken to the nursing home, they gave her the wrong medicine. And it had an allergic reaction with her, and it swelled her lips up. Now, this was years before the corona. So I already know that shit like that is going on in these nursing homes right now. I already know this. Mom already know this because she used to be a nurse who worked in these nursing homes. So she know also. But I guess we thought because it was a VA hospital and a VA Rehabilitation Center and retirement home that it would be better and that he would get better treatment since he was a soldier in the Army. A disabled soldier who was in the Army. We thought it would be better, but it's not better. It's getting worse. So this is why I'm saying I already felt you before this hit home with my family. I already felt what a lot of people was going through who can't go in and see their loved ones. But now I'm really feeling it. And I'm really, feeling what other people are feeling. It's dangerous times to be put in the hospital. This lady right here was in labor, having a baby, and they forced her to take a COVID-19 test, and they said if she refused, that her husband wasn't gonna be able to sit in with her, and they was gonna take her baby. So she had to take it after that. You see what I'm saying? It is dangerous times to get sick and have to go to the hospital now. Because you forced to do a lot of stuff that you normally wouldn't have to do. But she's lucky because at least her loved one was able to sit in with her. At least I don't think she had to do was take a COVID-19 test. But guess what? But guess what else they said? They said if she refused, they was gonna put it down as she was a positive anyway. Now ain't that some shit? These hospitals are doing the staff people in these hospitals are doing dirty ass shit, and they're using the coronavirus as an excuse to do this dirty ass shit. And while some of these hospitals are making excuses for us not to see our loved ones out of fear that we might contaminate the patients with coronavirus, how we know that these same medical staff workers are not the ones giving the patients coronavirus? They work with a lot of people, and people in the medical field are catching coronavirus too. So how we know what they're giving our loved ones? They could be giving our loved ones corona too. Like, how often are they getting tested for corona? It works both ways, or at least that's how I thought it's supposed to work. They don't supposed to get no special treatment because they're medical staff workers. They supposed to get tested like all of us, and we supposed to know that they are safe to be around our loved ones. So I just got a call from my mom, and she said a hospital called her and told her, well, the center that he was in called her and told her that they had to rush my dad to the hospital because his fever was too high and they couldn't break it. So they're rushing him to the hospital. So now who's to blame of that? Because we weren't able to touch him and go around. He was in their care. So if he caught the corona, he got it from one of them. And this is a VA Rehabilitation Center. I don't know. You want a message? You want a punchline? We're on our fucking own. The medical field has failed us. The government has failed us. We are literally fucked and on our own. And if we don't take care of ourselves, they damn sure not gonna take care of us, because they not taking care of their damn self. We are fucked. That's the message. But maybe that was the whole part of their fucking plan in the first place. I'm finna go. I just thought I would finish this up. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll give you an update.